Hey guys, welcome to Live Update.
This week we're going to check out the Games on Demand section of Xbox Live, where you can actually download full retail games and play them on your Xbox 360.
And our editors are checking out some of their favorites this week, like Fallout 3, Crackdown, and Mass Effect.
So let's go check it out.
You know, I always hated amnesia in games as a setup, as in there's this whole world and we have to have an excuse to fill you in on it, and well, you must have been hit in the head. Now, a better excuse is you were underneath a rock for your entire life and you just came out and, okay, the world kind of sucks. You have to figure out how and why and how to get around and how not to get killed by giant scorpions.
The universe is awesome, this apocalyptic wasteland. The art direction is fantastic. Even if some people don't think that there's a lot of color, like, hello, it's an apocalyptic wasteland. You're not gonna get a lot of green. Also, the story is much, much better this time around. Like, you actually want to discover if your character's ever gonna find your father or not. And then in addition to that, even when you're done with the game, Bethesda did a fantastic job with supplying the game with DLC like for an entire year. So the fact that it's finally available for like a games on demand, like I can't see why no one would want to play this game.
We are safe from the wasteland in here.
Crackdown isn't the best game on Xbox 360, but it's probably my favorite, just because it's such a big, open, free-form adventure that lets you pretty much go about everything any way you want. It doesn't have the nicest graphics, it doesn't have the most refined gameplay controls, it doesn't have the tightest mission structure, it doesn't have the best plot, but there's just something about Crackdown that's incredibly fun, incredibly addictive.
I liked GTA. I have never been able to make myself care about the story all that much, but I love screwing around in a city, I love jumping on things, I love blowing crap up, and this did all that, but also it was all part of your character progression. You like shooting things, well, the more you shoot them, the better you get at shooting them. If you like blowing stuff up, well, the more stuff you blow up, the bigger the explosions get. If you like jumping and climbing on buildings and collecting doodads, well, you'll be able to jump higher, you know, and it actually kind of shows physically on your guy as you're going. So it's that kind of carrot and stick, you know, collect this many glowing wing wongs that you get for like achievement collection, but it actually had a tangible in-game reward. It's just, it's a great, perfect toy box, and way too long before the sequel.
I think the original Mass Effect has been eclipsed a little bit by its sequel, but that's not to say that it's not a great game in its own right. It's one of BioWare's most interesting and innovative games. It looks like a shooter, and it kind of plays like a shooter, but at the same time it has these really deep RPG underpinnings. You have dice rolls and you have equipment and gear. These are things that they actually took out of the sequel. So what you have in Mass Effect is a game that's actually still really pretty unique.
Mass Effect. I never took Mass Effect very seriously. In fact, almost all of my memories about it have nothing to do with the main story. For one thing, I like the Mako, the little buggy that you drive around on the planets. I know not everybody loved the Mako, but you know, I'm really a big fan of jumping cars in games, and so this was really just super fun to like go to a planet and just like tool around on the surface for like half an hour, something I actually did, by the way. And also like just finding funny things all around the game's world, like when you would go to a bar or something and Shepard would choose to dance, and his dance was just so lame. It was just like this, it was really weird. It had almost no place in the game, but it was just great. I don't know, maybe I'm either A, easily amused, or B, Mass Effect is the greatest comedy ever created. It's B.